Alright everyone, so as you can see in the chat, we have a task of 146 Kalphites, and you know what that means. It means Kalphite Queen time. So I'm going to try and keep track of exactly what I get on this task, and then add it up and total it up, and give you guys the average kills per hour, the average loot per hour, etc, etc. Kalphite Queen is not too supply intensive, it's basically just sharks, so I'll keep track of how many sharks I use, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm actually getting on Lunar Steve's Vengeance because a lot of people don't do this, but I like using Vengeance at Kalphite Queen. It's not necessary, and it doesn't really speed up your kills that much, but I just fell in the habit of doing it, so. So the recommended stats, I'd say for Kalphite Queen solos on task would be 90 attack and strength and 85 or higher ranging. For gear, this is mostly, you have to stick to this, but some things are debatable. Slayer Helm Imbued, Fury, that can be replaced with the 2 new amulets, but I prefer sticking to Fury, so less switches. Blessed D'hide top and bottom, Primordial Boots, Zerkering, Barrels Gloves, Blowpipe, and Bludgeon. The Bludgeon can also be replaced with a Hasta on Crush and a Dragon Defender. I find that they're just about the same, but if you have a Bludgeon, it's easier to use it. One thing I forgot to actually put in text on the slide is make sure you guys are wearing an Avas or a range cape the entire time for less switches, obviously. The general strategy I take to actually doing this boss is to just use all your potions, like your super combats, your ranging potion, and your antidote and stamina if you don't have the elite diaries done, before you leave the bank, and then just run there, do your trip, get 2 to 4 kills, bank, rinse, repeat. There we go, boys, the traditional dragon chain showing up on task. You know, as per usual, we pretty much always get at least one, which is, you know, both expected, but still fairly nice to see on the ground. That dragon chain was 723 kill count. Alright guys, so I kept track of every single Kalphite Queen kill on that task, and I think, based on the amount I have in my spreadsheet, that I must have killed a few of the Kalphite workers by accident, which does happen sometimes. You know, you misclick, they only have 40 HP. When you're wearing your bludgeon, you can easily hit a 50, so I probably did that a couple times by mistake. And this is the loot from most of the stuff. I'm going to take the rest out after I sell this, so let's see what we get. This was a very, very average task. 1D chain, which is 1/128 drop, and 1 Kalphite Queen head, and 1 elite clues roll. So very, very average trip, and that's perfect for showing just how worthwhile these tasks are doing, even if you don't get lucky. Alright, so I got the final tally after selling all of the loot from that task, and actually looking back on it, profited a couple super combats and ranging potions as well, so I'm gonna just disclude that when I'm talking about the cost of supplies, because it was only like plus a couple range pots and then minus like 1 or 2 super combats throughout the whole task. So let's go figure out our total actual profits for this based on the cost of current supplies. So the supplies I used were the scales, the adamant darts, prayer potions, and sharks. And as you can see, sharks actually took up the majority of the cost for expenses, as well as Vendrunes. The sharks tallied about 1.5 mil, and the Vendrunes tallied about 600k. All this is laid out in the spreadsheet that will be in the description. If you want to check it out, it'll be right at the top of the spreadsheet. So Venge is optional. Like I said, you don't have to use Vengeance, but I personally find that it helps get me 2 to 3 more kills per hour. So that does add up fairly quickly, especially over a task of 150. So the average kills that I got per hour was closer to 25, but as you guys can see, you can get 20 and 25. I do have the Elite Desert Diaries done, which shaves off about 40 seconds every trip, so I would say that if you don't have Elite Desert Diaries done, you'll probably max out at around 20 per hour, which is still really good. In the total task, I got close to 11 mil. The supplies were about 3.37 mil, as you guys can see right there, so I profited 7.48 mil. And since this task took me about 7 hours, that means I made a little bit over 1 mil an hour, which is pure profit. It is not 1 mil an hour without the expense cost. That is 1 mil an hour after subtracting the cost of all the expenses, and that's using Venge as well, which isn't necessary. So as you guys can see, Kalphite Queen is definitely a task that you should carry out. Anytime you get a Kalphite task, Kalphite Queen is definitely the way to go. Plus, you also have a chance of getting a pet, and if you get that pet, you can impress all your fucking RuneScape friends with it because, you know, it's a beautiful pet. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like it up, sub, and share it around. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.